Loki, the mastermind villain, has decided to attack the city and has unleashed minion villains throughout the city to occupy the Marvel heroes so they can accomplish their fiendish plan without interruptions by the heroes. What heroes will be sent to defeat Loki? Will these heroes vanquish the minion villains and thwart Loki's plan? Or will Loki succeed and laugh as his plan comes to fruition? Welcome to Games at the Tavern. Let's roll right into our quick review of Legendary, a Marvel deck building game. What is Legendary? Legendary is a semi-cooperative deck-building superhero-themed game released in 2012 by Upper Deck Entertainment, designed by Devin Lowe, with art by Julia Sabria, Will Conrad, Ian Flores, and 8 others. Legendary is for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, and takes 30 to 60 minutes to play. In a 4-player game, the players select 5 heroes. The heroes that can be selected are Gambit, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Emma Frost, Thor, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Storm, Captain America, Nick Fury, Rogue, Cyclops, Hulk, Wolverine, and Deadpool. A mastermind is selected. This mastermind is either Loki, Red Skull, Doctor Doom, or Magneto. Additional henchmen, villains, in the mastermind scheme is selected, and some additional setup is accomplished following the rules and any additional setup the mastermind selected may require. Gameplay is simple. Before each player's turn, a card is drawn from the villain's deck and either placed into the sewer square of the city area of the game board, or if it is a bystander, it is added under the villain closest to the villain's deck. If a Master Strike or Scheme Twist card is drawn, refer to the Mastermind card for what happens. After the villain's card is resolved, the player then plays all the cards in their hand, in whatever order works best for the cards they have. The player can then make any attacks against the villain or mastermind and purchase additional heroes for their deck. Attacking and purchasing can be done in any order. The order of how the cards are played and whether attacking is done first or purchasing is done first can give the player a boost to the attack or the ability to purchase additional or more powerful heroes. Then it is the next player's turn. Another villain's card is drawn and resolved, and then the player plays their cards and the process repeats. How Legendary ends. No 2 games of Legendary is the same. However, all games end the same. Either the heroes defeat the mastermind 4 times, or the mastermind accomplishes their goal. This goal is determined by the scheme that is selected, such as if the hero deck runs out, a certain number of Scheme Twist cards are revealed from the villain's deck, or if a certain number of bystanders are carried away by the villains. If the heroes win, each player counts the victory points they received from each villain they defeated or bystander they saved. The player with the most victory points wins. If the mastermind's goal is met, no players win. They all lose. Insights and impressions. My group enjoys this game. Though certain masterminds with certain schemes against certain heroes can make the game very difficult or very easy. We played 3 games and used all the heroes. Never used the same hero twice. And we played against Red Skull, Doctor Doom, and Loki. Red Skull and Doctor Doom were the first 2 we faced, and of course we used up all of our favorite superheroes in those 2 games. Our last game was against Loki, and we only had Emma Frost, Rogue, Cyclops, Storm, and Captain America. The scheme was that the hero deck had to be eliminated, and each scheme twist revealed removed all the available heroes. The heroes were great, however, none of them really had great attacking abilities, which meant we were only purchasing new heroes and never attacked Loki, who required a total of 10 attack points to attack him. This combination meant we knew after just a few rounds that we were never going to win, and it was just a matter of how long it would take for us to lose. So, while the infinite diversity and infinite combinations facet of this game is great, you can end up playing a very fast game where the heroes defeat the mastermind easily, or a game you know is impossible for the heroes to win. While the artwork is great, all cards for each hero had the same artwork, so there was no quick way to identify a card just by looking at the artwork, unlike a game like Sentinels of the Multiverse, which has different artwork for each different card. Also, being a deck builder, setup and teardown does take a little bit of time. The box contains an organizer and dividers for each type of card, but you still need to combine a bunch of cards during setup and ensure they are shuffled well, and then teardown requires separating out all the different cards into their proper piles for each. We do love how thematic each hero is. For example, Hulk smashes everything and does a ton of damage, while Deadpool is constantly putting bystanders at risk just to be able to save them later. We did love the semi-cooperative nature. You are all trying to defeat the mastermind, but also trying to gain victory points, so you can beat your friends once the mastermind is defeated. This led to a unique balance between punishing the other players, but trying not to hurt them too much where they can't help defeat the mastermind. Players that love to troll other players will enjoy this aspect of the game. My game group has a couple of these, and it led to some interesting words being used at certain moments in the game. We also love the wound mechanic and how it made you either have less cards to use to attack the villains or buy new heroes, or passing on your entire turn so you can discard the wounds in your hands. This wound aspect is one of the ways players control the other players, especially if they have some of the Hulk's cards. Please take a second, give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to click subscribe and ring that bell to be notified when a new video drops. Conclusion. If you love deck builders, semi-cooperative, or superhero-themed games, then Legendary, a Marvel deck building game, should be on your game shelf. While it is not one we would play every game night, playing it every few months would be perfect. Just realize that some games may be more fun than others, and some may be more frustrating than others as well, based on the scheme being used, the mastermind selected, and the hero selected. Also, you must account for the setup and teardown for each game, so realistically, each game takes closer to 1.5 hours to play. So, if you plan on playing many games or different games during your game night, this game can eat up a good portion of the allotted time, as the length of each game of Legendary can vary widely. I can see having a Legendary game night instead of adding in one game of Legendary amongst other games that you played on game night. Please leave a comment letting us know your experience with Legendary and whether you agree or disagree with our review. Also, be sure to tell us other games you'd like to see reviewed. Thanks, as always, to Kay Marie. She is the artist behind the logos you see in our videos, the merch site, and across social media. Be sure to check out our other game review videos. We also have playlists for DM tips and player tips, so please check out those too. Thanks for watching. Remember to be kind to each other, accept each other, and love each other.